I'm here today to talk about, to kind of give tips on how to survive the Mongolia wilderness. When I went on this trip, I had to take only 5 items, and the 5 items that I took are very essential for survival and to help you out of life and death situations. My 5 items that I took was a canteen, 12 by 12 ground tarp for shelter, a hatchet. This was to cut wood, the split wood, also 5 pounds of beef jerky, which is easy and quick to carry. It's a good food source. Also a multi-seasonal sleeping bag. And this is, of course, to sleep in. I would like to first talk about the canteen. The canteen was, of course, used to hold water in. Drinking water while you're out in this wilderness like this is very essential, keeping you hydrated, clear mind. Also, I also learned that I was able to soak things like plants, for instance. So if you find a certain plant that's edible, you can eat, and it's sometimes, depending on what type of plant it is, could be hard. Soaking it gave it a different taste, so I was able to do that. Also using it as an alarm system, I was able to put rocks in my canteen, hang it somewhere, and so anytime we would hear the canteen go, make a rattling sound, then we knew something was nearby, and so that's a good alarm system. Also, we use it as a fish line doubler. So the canteen is something very simple, but yet very resourceful, very useful thing to have on a trip like this. Also, I also had the 12 by 12 tarp. The 12 by 12 tarp, I essentially grabbed it first for to make like a tent. Later on, I found out that I could also use it to cover my wood from it getting wet. Also, being able to use it as like a ground barrier. The weather out there in the wilderness, the Mongolia wilderness, is more cold than warm. There's more cold weather time. The time of the cold weather is longer, so the ground is very, very cold, and it's not smart to lay on the cold ground, especially if you're trying to survive. So the tarp is a really good thing to have to be able to lay on. Also, it's a good, like a windbreak. Also, we used it when we had like a very challenging fire. We used that to have it go against the wind, so it wouldn't turn off our fire, and we were able to start it. So those are the things that we were able to use in the tarp. So the hatchet is another sharp tool, another tool that we got to use. It's a very sharp tool. We use it as a defense weapon. It was also used as a hammer. We were able to use it as a fire starter even. And we were able to use the hatchet also to cut through a frozen lake. So it was a lot of things that we were able to use the hatchet. The hatchet is a very, very good thing to have. The next thing, of course, beef jerky. Beef jerky is, of course, good sense of protein. You will need your energy to be out there. You'll be walking. You need a clear mind. You need energy. So beef jerky is very good. It's a good source of food. It's easy to carry. Doesn't have to be refrigerated. And also, I was able to mix it with other things to eat, like berries, or like I said earlier, the plants that I soaked in my canteen. Very, very good thing to have, especially when you're trying to survive this place. Also, the multi-seasonal sleeping bag. I chose this because, like I said, the seasons over there, it's mostly cold in Mongolia, the wilderness. So multi-seasonal sleeping bag is very essential. It keeps you warm. It sustains up to sub-zero temperatures. Of course, and then like I said earlier about the tarp, you're not laying directly on the ground as well. So it protects you from that, and also from protecting you from all weathers and stuff like that. You're able to get a good night's sleep, and sleep is very, very important, especially when you're out there, because you want to have a clear mind, and not having a sleep does not make you think straight sometimes, and it also can affect your immune system. So it's very, very important. The sleeping bag is very important. Multi-seasonal sleeping bag is very important to have. So having all of these, I guarantee you, that are very important to have, especially going on a trip like this. And especially being out in the Mongolia wilderness, where it's initially cold. So I'm glad that I was able to be here today to talk about everything that I had to use while on this trip. And it could mean it's a matter of life and death without having these items. So I'm very glad that I was able to have these items and was able to survive this Magnolia trip. Thank you.